Do I have to do like this, man? Come on! I hope you don't have to do like this. Yes, I have to. Alright, so I gotta actually yell at the mic. So here we go. This is a good time. It's Halloween. It's a good time to talk about freaking Goosebumps. Today we're gonna talk about why in the freaking damn world is Night of the Living Dummy not a freaking episode. We're gonna actually dive into my theory of why they didn't do it. First things first, I'm going to continue on because it's going to be a rehash of what I said previously. Is there was the promo of Night of the Living Dummy. I could have sworn it was the first one, but apparently might have been the second one. But anyways, where I was living at the time of this was happening, me and a friend of mine, well, we weren't actually in the same house or something like that, but we both know about it, and it was going to go on Sunday at 8 o'clock p.m. Night of Living Dummy premiere. So, we could have watched it or could have not watched it. I didn't watch it, so I wouldn't know for sure if A, it was Night of Living Dummy, or B, it was Night of Living Dummy 2. I don't know. Chances are there might be some who actually did watch it, and maybe someday I'll meet someone who actually did watch it in my region that I'm able to ask them which one was it, and most likely it will be this answer. It was Night of the Living Dummy 2, but Slappy had a worst voice you ever heard. I wish I never saw it. That is most likely I will hear, but this is most likely I kind of would love to hear. It was Night of the Living Dummy, the first one. They did show it, but they never again showed it because most likely it was some bad press or something. Yeah, I mean, and thanks to Squid JIB or Squid Jib, they were the ones who actually kind of gave me a bigger rundown than what happened with the Bookworm. Even though Bookworm, you did do a good job. I'm gonna shout out both of you in this video. So, anyways, one thing that was crazy as frick had to be the fact of getting a fresher take of what happened is you have Mr. Wood who actually choked a dog. Not only choked the dog, but he punched the girl in the gut. Two violent things that happened that, of course, yes, if they're adapted to TV, you know for a fact they might not actually do that, or maybe it was done off screen, not sure what they would do. But of course, there's one thing that happened in Night of the Living Dummy 2 was the fact of number one, you did have Slappy squeezing the girl's hand or finger very, very hard, which that's not really violent, but still that kind of promotes girl being hurt. Whatever. With that said, this is just one reason why I would say if it wasn't the premiere night and then there was lots of press of, man, it was so violent, it was so scary, it should never be shown ever again. Sadly, I wish there was like some way, shape, or form we have like some recollection of it truly existing. But sadly, we don't. Because if it did exist, there was a few things that should have happened. Number one is that they might have put it on DVD release. So at least it'll be released on DVD, but never shown on TV whatsoever. But at least it's a DVD release, and there we go. Because there's no way, shape, or form that an episode got straight up reported by all parents saying it was scary, it was unbelievable, it was violent, and stuff like that. But yet, they would technically put it in the DVD because, come on, why in the world would you not just be like, yep, well, the parents got pissed off about it, so we're not going to put it on DVD. No, that's not how it works. It basically would be, they'll finally put it on DVD, we'll finally have a way to watch it, and we'll be all cool. And most likely it could be even on Netflix as well, but hey, there is no evidence whatsoever that the episode even exists. The only thing is just the hunch I have, which lots of people are saying my hunch is totally wrong, which is like, my goodness, that sucks. So, reasons why it shouldn't become an episode, or it didn't become an episode. If you think about it cost-wise, you have Slappy, who is the running mate, who is the freaking mascot of Goosebumps, right? And he's in the second book, he's in the third book. I swear if something actually does that crap again, I'm going to punch you in the face. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit over edge right now. Oh boy. Well, anyways, so He's in the third book and the fourth book, of course. So with that said, to actually be crazy enough to have to make another dummy for the very first episode, the very first Night of the Living Dummy, and they'll never use it again, it comes to the point of that doesn't work for them. Why it doesn't work is because, well, it's only seen in one episode. And to put all their money into doing that one, and then they have to put all their money into making another one, it's totally bullcrap. And of course, yes, lots of people will be like, oh, but what about what happened in the Night of the Living Dummy 2, where they actually did have another dummy? Chances are that was actually a dummy that they just found off the street for $10. And the other ones too, even though I bet chances are some of them were custom made. Chances are someone custom made. They already had Slappy made, so they were able to have more funds to do Rocky. As for the rest of them, well, they were most likely just throwaways, ones that you're able to find in a store very, very easily. So cost-wise, that's the reason why they didn't do Night of the Living Dummy the first one, because they didn't want to spend money on two dummies, which one would just be used for the whole thing, and then, but of course, it would pay itself, because then in the second one, they don't even have to do anything because Slappy was already created. But hey, they're starting out. They were just starting out. It's like they only have budgets for a certain amount of budget, chances are, for one episode, and they definitely don't want to make it like that. Yeah. So that's most likely what happened with Night of the Living Dummy, the first episode of Night of the Living Dummy. Is chances are it was never made because they had a budget, and instead of being like, well, this is a throwaway character, we're just gonna have Mr. Wood in this first episode, then after that, he's never seen again. It's like, yeah, it's a total throwaway. And not like how it is these days, where when it comes to something very, very popular, they could actually sell Mr. Wood and get their money back because, well, hey, it's a freaking memorabilia thing from the freaking TV show. I mean, let's see. There's really nothing really compares besides Haunting Hour. And to get Lily D, to actually get the replica version of Lily D, I gotta admit, that would be awesome as hell. You gotta admit, that would be awesome as hell. So, sadly, there was no market back then that was like that. So, they had to pick their battles. So, they decided to say, we're going with the Goosebumps mascot, Slappy, and we're skipping over the first one because either way, there's still some messed up violence on there. And, well, let's see, is there anything else that needs to be told? I think that's about it. And I'm just going to put this in another video that I'm making, but that is most likely what. Tell me, what is your thoughts? What is your theory of why in the world Night of the Living Dummy was not put into episode form? Chances are I most likely covered everything, but there could be something else. I don't know, but we'll just find out. Anyways, thank you for watching and have a great Halloween.